Go. Think, and we're on. Yes, folks. Yes, folks. We are alive. I just want to check that it's going out on YouTube quickly.
Livitudinosity.
Yes, folks, it is us. It is myself, Festa 67's Workshop, from eModels, and the Guru Foxx himself. We are part of the official eModels build team. Yes, and this is our first Monday show since October, folks. So I would like to, apologise to eModels for the delay, but they fully understand that I had a lot of real life going on. But big thanks to James and Pete for being so understanding, and also for their personal messages of support throughout the last 6 months. It has not gone unnoticed. I'm immensely grateful, and so is Helen. She said, can I thank them as well? So there you go, Pete, James.
And same from me as well. Yeah,
the whole eModels team. Big thanks from me and H. Anywho, I digress. I'm going to load the chat up onto the other screen so that I can see it. Because, I forgot to pop out my chat, didn't I?
It's been a while, hasn't it, since we've done one of these?
We had to mess around with a very unresponsive StreamYard, the pair of us, when we came in. So we're hoping
some technical nonsense.
We're hoping that it doesn't fall over, but it's an issue StreamYard's end, not ours.
Yes.
Right, in the chat, we've got David Markey saying hello to Sarah Jane. Hello, David. Myself and Sarah Jane saying hello to everyone. Stefan Last, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, everyone in between and beyond.
Ooh.
Shellard is in. Hello, mate.
Shellard.
How you doing, Mark? Lovely to see you. He says, warm tonight in the UK. I am currently sitting at 32.4 degrees in here.
Ooh.
I may be topless and in me shorts. It's not a pretty sight, folks, but
I've seen the pretty sight. It's not a pretty sight.
Yeah, it is pretty warm in here. The Wookiee moons may be exposed. Anyhow, the bobbin says, try not to slap things in my basket.
Slap it in your basket.
Man. Stefan says hi to David. Aurora is in, says evening all. Hope you're all doing well. Hello, Aurora.
Hello.
And hello, Ivy May, if you're watching this back on another day. Hope you're keeping well. Bill is in. LWM modelling, evening chipolatas.
Hey, Bill.
Right, my old chillblame.
Hello.
Sarah Jade says 5 out of 5. Thank you very much for audio and video. Thank you very much, Sarah Jade. Shallard says hi to Festa and Foxx. Hello, mate. belly bench, beverage, and pardon me, biscuits.
Biscuits.
Because Aurora is straight in with a belly, pasta and meatballs. 8 of them, and they was all massive.
Ooh.
Are you sitting there rubbing your belly going, stick a fork in me?
Were they all like this big meatballs?
Yeah, he sat there looking like Buddha, isn't he?
Was it basically a bowl of meatballs with a side of pasta, basically?
Pretty much. Fox is there saying hello to everyone. Sarah Jane says, hi, Fox. I'll try to say hello before. Zzz, only joking. Oh, don't pick on him.
I don't know.
David Barker is saying hello to Chaos. Well, folks, first things first, how's you? How's my mum?
I am fine, thank you very much. I am very sweaty. It's about 26 degrees here, 27 degrees, something like that. I'm going to get hotter later. End of the week.
And we are... Go on.
Okay, we suffer for your entertainment now. That's what we do.
Absolutely. And we are starting new builds tonight, folks.
Yes.
I know. How's that going to work out for us both?
I'm waiting to see what Festa's building because I'm dead excited.
It's nothing spectacular, but it's what I'm going to turn it into that's the important thing.
It's what Festa's going to do to it. So, Mama Wolf is fine. She sends you big hugs, by the way. And to everyone watching. She says hugs to all the viewers.
Well, without further ado, would you like to flop your kit out on the bench?
Do you want me to get my bits out?
Yeah.
Right, I have this for this stream. I have requested from the chaps at eModels. I've got 3 paints, Flash Kits Yellow.
Oh, nice one.
Avalanche Sunset.
Yeah.
And Uriel Yellow. And if you know your Space Marine chapters, that's going to be Imperial Fists. Because I'm making the Redemptor Dreadnought, which I've already taken the lid off for easy storage. Dreadnought. So I should be making the Redemptor Dreadnought. It's a nice, straightforward build, but it's nice and fun to paint because it's big, chunky armour, and these are hundreds of years old. So I can bigly.
Is it a fun weekend build, mate?
It could well be, because it could well be if it was Airfix. But it's one of those things. It's not particularly hard to paint. It's not particularly hard to build. It's a very simple kit, but it's great fun because it's got big flat areas and you can have a lot of fun weathering it. Because these are hundreds of years old. So.
You're a big flat area.
You're hundreds of years old.
I don't care.
I'm going to be doing that. You get many decals. It includes Imperial Fists, and I'm doing Imperial Fists because yellow is the best colour to weather. It's just so good for rust. It's just brilliant.
What I do know is there's someone in this stream who wishes he took his T-shirt off.
Yeah, I'm thinking I can still do that, but I'll just have to make sure there's no reflections.
Oh, don't worry about it. People don't care, mate. They say worse.
Yes, but I will never paint Ultramarines.
Yeah.
Well, not by choice. What about you?
James is in the chat, so I did there. Say good evening, Fox, and all in chat. Hello, James. Love to you, Alicia and Shania.
Good evening, James.
Sarah Jane says, my guess is Festa is doing a Mad Max truck. You're not far off.
Ooh.
Bill says, Belly went shopping, filled all the cupboards, fridge, etc. I couldn't decide what I wanted for tea. Bench is a polished torpedo ship. Can't remember exactly which one. Bevy is coffee and Fanta. What, together?
Ooh. What, in the same cup? That's
right.
daring.
I'm going to put him out of his misery now.
I want to know. Good. Oh, you tart.
I am doing.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that.
He said that rather unconvincingly there, folks.
No. I have a thing for like those sort of long American pickup trucks that are more like cars with a pickup rather than a big pickup truck.
I can say is it ain't going to end up looking like that.
Oh, no.
Right. So, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of extra stuff going on it. I've got a load of stuff to 3D print. Obviously, coffee stirrers are coming into play.
Yeah.
As well as,
now, don't you?
As well as copper sheeting.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's got you thinking now, isn't it?
Because, can't get me copper.
Because I'll give you an idea. I've seen this done, and I wanted to try something similar, and then add my own little touch to it, if that makes any sense.
I didn't actually notice it was an El Camino on the box, but I was about to say El Caminos are my favourite.
So, as you know, it's got the little bit that goes on the top, but I'm not using that.
No.
I drew some shapes up on paper. Yeah. Got myself some styrene, went over the top of the paper because you can see through it, and used that to make some shapes. So what it's going to end up like is it's going to have a complete up and over house with a back door. It's going to be a dystopian truck driving around the wilderness.
It's like a pickup truck Winnebago.
Yeah. So all the sides of it are going to be wooden clad slats and wood, and then at the back you're going to have steps, buckets hanging off of it, a copper roof across the top that's all panels and riveted, and then various little plant pots and stuff and detritus hanging off, as well as on the other side there's going to be a chimney coming out where the cooker is. So it's going to have like a bit of a windy old chimney pot coming up.
I was going to say, is it going to do the angles to go up?
Yeah. And then obviously on the back, you're going to have a door, all of that. So that's where the direction I'm going to go with it. So, yeah.
You see why I get excited for Festa's builds, even when it's just something like a standard car.
Yeah.
I don't get excited for the model. I get excited for what you're going to do to it.
To give you an idea, you'll have like wooden slats all down the side there, see?
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Proper ramshackle looking
shack. And it's all going to be dirtied up, stained and detritus. And so that's what I'm up to, purely and simply because it'll be something different in the display rack underneath, and I see something very similar done by an artist I follow. And I thought, I could do something with that, and then add a little twist of my own to it. And
there's always a bit of Festa. There's always a little bit of Festa to be done. So
I'm not the first person to have done this sort of thing, but I'm going through a stage at the moment where I'm building a lot of dystopian trucks and stuff wandering around in the wilderness type thing, and I enjoy doing them, and I thought I'll do one for eModels, so that's what I'm doing. Well, the thing is, that kind of stuff is fun because it's just good fun. Yeah. So there you go, mate. Nice. I'm very excited to see this come out now. I'll just put mine away because I'm just. Don't be daft. Yeah. Obviously, I've got a supper. Yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. You know what's going to happen with that. Yeah. Quick 2-minute job. Yeah. Yes, I hadn't noticed it's saying El Camino on the box. I was about to say El Camino is my favourite, but it is one. So brilliant. Yeah, I saw it. I liked it. I knew I had seen the kit before and couldn't remember where, so I went through some of my old watch list and I found the build that I was looking for, and it was like, I can put my own little take on it, and so I don't know what it is about the El Camino. I've always liked. It's got potential. That's the thing. Yeah. We used to have a similar Ford pickup in the UK. It wasn't quite as interesting as an El Camino. Yeah, we had the Fold 100, didn't we? Based on the old Part 5 Cortina, if I remember right. Yeah, like my mate's dad had one. He was a builder, and it's like I always wish my dad got one because they look cool. We used to ride in the back of it. Yeah. Can't do that now, of course. So even though I'm covering this, I'm still building it because it gives me support underneath for the structure to film. What is it? Is it an AMC kit? AMT kit. AMT kit, yeah. AMT kit, yeah. Classic old kits, those. It's that old, the instructions are in Latin. Benedicat vos omnipotens Deus. Let's have a look. Sarah Jane says, copper sheeting to do damaged bodywork? Yes, correct, Sarah Jane. Ooh. Connor's in, says, hi everyone, welcome Connor. So Bill says, so you're a bit of a slatter then? That's what we did. I hope that's not a rude phrase. Family friendly. I don't know what it means. Will it have a lookout tower on top as well, asks the Bobbins. I think he's getting a bit wacky races there, isn't he? There's going to be railings, a little patio up the top. Pots, pans, all kinds of detritus hanging from it. And yes, I will be cutting and denting doors and wings and that, and basically using the copper sheeting to rub against the plastic to get the panel shape. Then I'll remove the panel and then dent and knacker it up. So
it's the right thing to do.
so, yeah,
Stefan Lass says, I bet Colin could Mad Maxify a Toyota Prius.
pretty much.
He could Mad Maxify I don't know, a bicycle.
First thing that would go on the Prius would be the engine, mate. It'd be V8. just to wind the Prius lovers up.
Yeah, have all the tubes sticking out of the engine, out of the bonnet.
Yeah. 5 miles to the gallon. It'll be like, yeah, they'll love that.
Mm-hmm. Andy Preston says, it'll be great, Colin. And Sarah Jane says, I've seen what you're talking about on YouTube, but look forward to seeing your take on it.
Yeah, you know the one I mean.
And Aurora says, when Festa is finished, look in the glove box and you'll find a small piece of raggy.
Absolutely. There will be a bit of raggy going on it, folks.
It is the law. It is the requirement law.
Because there'll be a folded up awning going on it, and that will be made of raggy. Because
I've got to do a top hauling on something in the coming months.
yeah,
And in the end, I settled on, you get like little packs of, say, hand wipes or, sanitary wipes that you use in bathrooms in hospitals and stuff.
oh right,
like
yeah,
antimicrobial hand wipes. I got one of them, but it's a body wipe. So it's about 2 foot square.
yeah.
Dry it out. I might try using that as a top hauling. Might not work, but it is worth a try.
Yeah.
DJC Bills is in. Says hello. Welcome, DJC Bills.
Hello, DJC. How you doing?
Now, folks, tonight, don't forget, last week was the eModels Monday show, the big group show.
Yes.
And we asked you to put a comment on that show because we're doing the giveaway. So we pull the winners the next week on the next show, which is this one. So I've got it all lined up ready. So you need to make sure at some point you go and find last week's show, which is show number 297 from last week, the eModels Monday show. And I can't remember what the question was. I think it was something funny about model making, a joke about model making.
Yeah.
But just make sure you put a comment on it, and we will pull a winner before we finish tonight.
You've got to be in it to win it, folks.
And what will they win, Festa? What glorious thing might they win?
Oh, they could win a tub full of photo etch.
Yeah, 500 frames of photo etch you could win. You could win paints or brushes. It's the random stuff in the random bucket of stuff.
It's the random bucket of giveawayness.
Yeah, nobody knows what's in it.
It's
just
getting added to constantly, by the way. It still grows.
Yeah, it's stuff that's no longer in production, so they can't sell it. It's stuff where they got, say, too many of them, or stuff that people ordered and then never bought, so it's just excess surplus stock. Or just other goodies, things that they got as, like, testers or samples, and they can't really sell them. So there may even be some Godhand stuff in there, you never know.
You never know.
Yeah, there's brush sets and paint sets and all kinds of things. So, kits.
I think that happened before, wasn't it? When we did the draw, someone got something Godhand.
Yeah.
Was it sanding set or something like that?
I think it was a sanding set, yeah. Because, before they sell things from people, they tend to get, like, products to check out.
Yeah.
Before they start, selling things. Like, they'll just give them away.
All the things, selling all the things.
So get your comment on last week's show. It will take you a mere moment, and you might win something fantabulous.
Exactly.
It might, of course, just be a pack of, like, 1p brushes. You never know. That's the fun of it. It might be brilliant. It might be garbage. You just don't know. It could be 400 sheets of a very specific decal.
Dude, nothing is garbage when it's free.
Yeah. No, you can do something with it. Look at Steve Mundy and his amazing greebling skills.
Oh, mate, king of the greebles.
Yeah, there's always a use for these things. So get your entry in.
Ba-ba-ba-da.
Right. Now, I've not got any amazing plans for this dreadnought.
I know.
No, I'm just going to... It's straight from the box. Painting it as Imperial Fists. Be weathering it up. And I'll stick it on a little... I might make a little scene. It probably won't be a particularly complicated scene on the base. But the last time I built a dreadnought, I did it as a Space Wolves one, and I did it as if it was walking all the Fenrisian wolves. So it had like a load of like leashes in its hand and a poo bag in the other hand.
Oh, right, yeah.
And all the Fenrisian wolves that I made were like on the end of leashes being held by the big claw hand. I never got around to painting that, but I should get around to doing that at some point.
I do need them, but they're only getting taped on.
Because dreadnoughts, you see, dreadnoughts Dreadnought has a fallen Space Marine inside it who's like beyond repair, on the verge of death. So what they do is they entomb him in a Dreadnought forever.
Right.
So he's on the edge of death, but he'd never die. And they kind of suspend him, animation him when they don't need him, and then they bring him out when they need it, and he just walks around and he gets to fight again for the Emperor in this kind of slightly zombified state. So I like to imagine they also get all the really rubbish jobs, like taking all the Fenrisian wolves out for poops and things.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't want one of your Space Marines to do it. Yes, it's going to be very warm this week.
So yeah, it's 32 degrees, wasn't it, they were saying?
Yeah, it's 32 degrees your end and sort of up to 30 my end, if you pardon the expression. It's going to be a fun week. Basically puts paid to even thinking about turning the Xbox on.
Yeah. Only you could have thought of that.
Well, it's basically an oven, isn't it? So
yeah.
It's a heating system.
Yeah, we'll be having Xbox withdrawal, won't we?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, no,
and last summer, do you remember last summer when it got ridiculously hot?
Yes.
And there was one day when it was so hot, I couldn't even turn the computer on because it would have made the room into an oven. So I had to sit there. I'd spend the whole day surfing the internet on my iPad, and it was torture.
I had a week where I couldn't come in the man cave.
Yep. It's just wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, all our windows capture the sun all day, so there's just no...
It is what it is. I mean, you know, we're bleating about it, and people are going, really? Is that the only temperature you have? But it's so unusual for the UK, and it's a very all-intensive, stifling heat, isn't it?
Yeah, our houses aren't designed for heat, so...
No, they're designed to keep the warmth in.
Yeah, so it's always fun. We reserve the right to complain about the heat and the cold and the wet and the dry.
Yeah.
And all the weathers.
One of my mates in Australia, he emigrated from here, so he gets it. And when anyone ever says, oh, people in the UK moaning about a little bit of temperature, and he went, yeah, but their houses are brick and breeze with wall insulation. It's like sitting in a kiln.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, didn't think of it like that. And he went, yeah, I lived there.
That's your problem, you didn't think.
Yeah, he said, I kind of remember it. He said, whereas our house is a little tin roofs, tin shacks type thing, you know. Right, let's flat that in there.
It's what Americans always find. They're always shocked when, when my sister-in-law first came over from the States many, many years ago. She couldn't believe that no one had air conditioning. She's like, how do you even survive without air conditioning? Like, in the US, it's legal requirement. It's like, we don't have it. We don't need it. And
no.
Now we do, and we haven't got it, so fudge.
Yeah, for the amount of sunny days we get over it, excuse my twitching, folks. Oh, really? One of them days.
One of them days.
Yeah. We have the twitches. I had it earlier on when I was trying to film an episode of Eleanor, and it was like, yeah, I had to stop in the end. So frustrating. Right, let's bung that.
DJC Bill says, I'm good. Sarah Jane says, any surplus sheds for me to move into as the stash has taken over the house? I'm not going to say that what I'm thinking. Aurora says, maybe there'll be an old safe with Pete's yacht money. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Inside it. Mark Shellow says, wanted an Xbox One, but somehow received a box of 6 eggs.
Thing is, Sarah Jane, there's only so many kits you can build in a lifetime.
Yeah, it's very hard to resist buying. It's almost impossible to not have a stash, but
yeah, that's why I made a conscious decision to start thinning it down. It's like,
yeah,
it starts to take over otherwise.
I mean, the thing with those modelers is not everybody, but so many we suffer from the shiny thing syndrome, where we get excited about a kit, we get it, we start building it, And then another shiny thing comes along that we see, and we're like, oh, I want that one now. But we're in the middle of a build, so we just put it to one side. And then
I think once you get to the point where you've got more kits than you could possibly build in a lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah.
That's intervention time, isn't it, basically?
Yeah, I mean, I got to 100 kits at one point, and I know Sarah Jane's going to go, oh, I've got over 1,000. But for me, I thought 100 kits was excessive, to be quite honest with you. And it was like, my stash is now beginning to control me, and it's like, yeah.
I mean, I look at it in two ways. One, I'm never going to build that many kits in my entire life, like you say.
Yeah.
And two, some poor person's got to then spend months and months putting stuff on eBay.
Yeah.
And that's not fun for anybody.
So, yeah, you know, I'm on a binge building purge purely to get on top of the stash. And then I could just sit and paint it. But, yeah, it's like this. I've been wanting to do one of these builds for a while, one of the dystopian ones. And I've started doing me trucks, and I was actually going to buy this kit for myself. And I thought, well, I'll do it for eModels.
Yeah.
Because it's otherwise it's going to be another kit that I've got in the stash, and it's like... Oh.
It's never going to get done.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. And the other thing, of course, is that you get your big stash, and you've only got so much space to put finished models, and I find that if you've got a massive stash, you sit there and look at it and think, well, I want to build that, but I've got nowhere to put it when I finish, and then that just puts you off building that.
Well, this is it. It's why when we was chatting and I was saying about scaling down my part works, purely and simply because, you know, I'm doing 5 at the moment, and, you know, yes, they've got homes, but if I start doing another 5, where am I going to put them?
Yeah, it's not just where you're going to put them when you work, when they're finished. Where you're going to put them while you're working on them. Yeah,
and obviously part of the agreement we have is we can't sell them. So
no, but that's the thing. You have to remember with part works is you've got to store them somewhere when they're half built, and so it's
exactly so.
This big chunky thing sitting around. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know how many I've got in my stash. I've probably got like 30 or 40 kits, maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're like me. I think you are. You've said before, but I don't know if the guys and girls out there are anything like us. There are some times when you just lose the mojo to do anything more than just build. You go through that.
Where you think through that at the moment.
Yeah, I'm going through it. It's like I can't be bothered painting. I just want to build things. Because building is like fun and can be quite relaxing. It's like, I just want to make stuff. I don't want to paint anything.
Yeah. I'm doing cars, binge building there, binge building bikes, binge building Warhammer, so that I can just go on a priming and painting purge.
Yeah. Especially, you know, in the summer now when you can build up a big stack of things to be primed and then go outside with your rattle cans and
Yeah.
So you can get them all done rather than having to do it in the winter and be like, oh no, it's raining.
You know, it's like with the part works at the moment, I've had to box up pretty much 90% of my built models just so that I've got shelves to put the part works on whilst I'm building them. Yes. Obviously, once they're done, they'll go down the other end of the cave and be on display where the Warhammer stuff is.
Yes.
And then I'll be able to bring that down and start painting that. So... there is a method to my madness, but I'm in the middle of the world's largest game of Jenga at the moment.
There is always a method to Festa's madness.
It sounds like we're complaining, but we've been practical at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, I've had nearly £10,000 worth of part works given to me, so I can't complain. It's just you got to be practical with it as well.
Yeah, and it's more a thing of it's not us moaning at all. It's us just kind of explaining that, these things can lead to a loss of mojo if it all builds up. And it takes you out of the hobby. And it's like, don't get in that position in the first place. Then you'll always have the mojo.
Well, this is it, because you've got your obligations to film and criteria. But, like I said recently, I don't want my channel turning into a part work channel.
No.
I've got, obviously, my eModels commitments, and... dare I say it?
Say it.
eModels were the first people to reach out to me, and I kind of owe it to them to prioritise them more than I have been. And so I've been editing all the video stuff that I did on the Berlin Dio, as well as the Sherman. So I've got a dozen episodes of stuff to voice over. And that's going to be binge uploaded for the guys at eModels, because why not?
Yeah, I mean, I've still got to get back and finish filming. I started filming the Imperial Knight, Canis Rex. I've got to finish painting that Lord Croak. And there was something else I was in the middle of making as well. I can't remember what it was now. Oh, the Baneblade I've got to finish.
Yeah.
And I might just get that, because they were like live stream builds. I might just get them done.
Yeah, by Sherman, I'm filming the rest of it because it's all weathering and chipping, and I think people can see that a lot clearer on video than they can on a live stream when you're using a webcam.
That's a special build anyway, that one. It's more of a special, you can't really...
When I'm sitting there doing all the clothing and things like that on figures, I want people to be able to... pick up on it and see what's been done, and
that deserves full filming.
Yeah, so
I think I'll probably just get Lord Croak just finished, because that's purely a live stream thing. Yeah, the Baneblade. But I started filming the Canis Rex, so I'll finish that one anyway.
So
there was something else, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a base that I started on my Baneblade to finish, and that build will be done. And then obviously I want to go back to the Berlin Dio and finish that. Yep. So that I can wrap up that build series, because part one's been out a while now on the eModels channel, which is the milk truck. The next one coming up is all the building and painting of the figures, all the dudes. Then after that, you've got a couple of videos on the diorama, how I did it, how I carved it, how I painted it, all of that lot. Yep. So several people asked whether I was doing videos of it, and I'm filming now, so...
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, all your builds are kind of special in their own way anyway.
Yeah.
So all deserve filming if it's not just a straight-out-the-box job.
Yeah.
Just to remind folks, by the way, at eModels.co.uk, your one-stop shop
for all your model making needs.
Talking of Partworks, they do sell IXO Partworks.
Yes.
But not the get 3 issues every month job. They sell them as complete packages.
Yeah.
So currently they've got the Volvo, the vintage Volvo, the Jeep, and I think there's a couple of others, but they do sell them, the IXO Partworks, and they're very good. The French manufacturer, IXO. They might even have the Peugeot 305, Renault 5. Peugeot 305.
Yeah, I think they have. Natasha's in, so hello Natasha. How you doing, darling?
So if you fancy yourself a Partwork,
David Markey says, question, can I ask about those sanding sticks you're using? Are they good? What that I'm using? These are the Godhand sanders, mate.
Yep.
And they are absolutely gorgeous, mate.
They're just brilliant. You get them in like big, long, fat, thin. You get all different papers. You can get ones you can wrap around sticks. There's loads of them. They're brilliant. Yeah,
so you asked me the question, David Fox answered for me. There you go, mate. Enjoy.
I just added to it.
No, you just immediately took over. It's like, yeah, I know my place.
But yes, they are available in store.
I stupidly paused for breath. That's what I did.
You keep doing that. You keep pausing for breath while I'm in the room.
But anyway, yeah, as I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, right. Fabulous. Where are we up to? Andy Preston says YouTube makes your stash grow and grow.
Oh, it certainly does.
Yeah. The day I realised eModels did Klarna was a dark day for my credit card provider, says Bill. Yes, Klarna is available. I'm not sure what Klarna is. I think it's like a PayPal type thing. It's like a monthly payment thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a layaway type thing. Stefan says, if you get on top of the stash, won't it break? Is he saying we're fat?
I think he is, but he's not far wrong, is he?
Well, that's true. Sarah Jane says, my builds go in boxes in the loft for insulation. They'll only go in the bin, so might as well keep the house warm for now.
Absolutely.
There is that. David Markey says, I have 9 wooden ship kits to build besides plastic and metal kits to build. That's like 50 years worth of building.
Yeah, that's TK territory, that isn't it?
It's like wooden ship kits are like when I was a kid, it was the old guy down the street that used to make them and spent 5 years doing each one.
Yeah, TK used to steam all the planks for the Viking ships, didn't he? It was proper interesting how he did it.
Sarah Jane says, I have a silly system involving 38 models on the go. It works for me and my autism. Hey, if it works, don't, you know.
Hey, mate, if it works for you, have at it.
Yes. I do the same, Sarah, says Natasha, as I've done them. Yeah, I'm the problem with me is I'm so fickle that I can't have a system, because I'll get the urge to build something and I'll start building it and I'll either see it right through to the end, or I'll get bored of it halfway through and move on to something else, and then I'll go back to it later when I get the urge to go back to it.
Yeah.
I'm so fickle. I can't depend on finishing one build, which is where filming comes in handy a bit, because it just forced me to finish it.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yes, I'm very fickle. I get bored halfway through a build as soon as I see something else that I want.
Yeah, next shiny, you're like a little magpie in here. There are 2 milk bottle tops in here and it confuses you.
Yeah. It's worse with Gunpla, because you find a Gunpla and go, oh, I need to build that. So you start building it and you look at the next one and go, oh, I need to build that one now. There's so many of them. You can't not get distracted with Gunpla. It's craziness.
Well, Gumpler itch again, ain't you?
I have. I'm getting the itch to do Gunpla again. We shall see how that goes. Where's me? 600.
Should have said I would have held off doing it on the Friday and we could have built cut the Gundams together.
No, because you see, all we need to do is we just need to get you more Gunplans, don't we?
So we did.
I'm sure there's a birthday coming up.
Yeah, 58. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Do you know what makes me feel really old? Is when I go make that mistake of thinking what my parents are doing when they were my age. Yeah, that makes me feel really old.
One of mine was dead, so yeah. Yeah. Mum's still going strong.
Your mum is just ultimate. Your mum and Auntie Winnie, the Anadin sisters.
Yeah.
I've left Mum a wolf downstairs with the Subway. She'll either have eaten it or she'll be asleep when I go back down.
Yeah. She's unattended. You do realise that isn't going to go well.
No.
Lindsay's in, saying hello, Lindsay. How you doing,
Lindsay?
mate? Lovely to see you. Hope you're keeping well.
Yay, hollow exhaust pipes. Good lad. Sounds a bit like Chris and his power washing if you watch those, says Stefan last.
Yeah.
He likes his power washing game, doesn't he?
Yes.
Have you tried that yet, the power wash simulator?
No, I haven't, mate. I've been playing other stuff, as you know, so I've not.
Yeah. I don't know if you've maybe given it a little go at some point.
No, because you know what happens? I load a new game up and I end up,
You end up
distracted, so yeah.
Yeah. You've been playing Little Kitty, that's what you've been playing.
I know, I've been playing Assassin's Creed.
Ooh. Quite in with your assassin goodness, aren't you?
I am, mate, I am.
Jolly good.
And a bit of Gary.
All right. It's
Still
funny.
gives me stink eye.
I'm playing Stalker 2 and one of the guides that you meet is called Gary with 2 R's, and it's like, I can't help thinking of you or Gary every time I see this guy. It's like, I need you to take me to Rostock, but please don't give me the stink eye. Like Gary the dog. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. So what's tickling people's fancy at the moment, models wise? What things have you got your eye on? Things that you haven't got yet, but you might be getting in the next few months and thinking, oh, I quite fancy one of those.
Yeah.
Or something that you're saving up for. What's on your radar, folks? What are you looking at the minute?
Are there kits out there that you're coveting?
Yeah.
Sarah Jane's sitting there going, all of them.
All the kits, every single one. That goes as red, that does.
Should be standing there going, mine, all of them, they're all mine. Not yours.
They belong to me.
They're all mine.
You're not a question. eModels coffee.
Yeah. Did I say they was mine? Just reminding you. They're all mine.
If you've got an eModels mug, drink along with us. If you haven't got one, too late. You don't do them anymore.
Yeah, if you've got a spare one, send it to Helgen35
He never did get an eModels mug, the poor man.
No, he reminds us of it constantly.
Oh, I never got a mug. Oh.
That's so unfair.
Mum, they never sent me a mug. That goes on there like that, you'll see.
It's not fair. They got theirs.
It's not fair, Butler.
He basically wrote with a Sharpie, eModels bug.
Yeah, on a mug.
It's like, yeah.
Bless him.
It's so Tony.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget, of course, at one point when he did a video, he took an eModel sticker and put it on the breast pocket of his T-shirt to make it look like because he never got an eModels T-shirt.
Yeah, he never got a T-shirt, did he? Yeah.
He's completely abandoned. Poor lad.
Yeah. So I know what it is to be unloved. Oh, don't. Show us on the dolly.
Mind you, we never actually got any eModels T-shirts anyway either. So.
No, we got them through Chris.
Yeah, we made our own with our own coin. Pete.
Yeah, just saying, Pete. Yeah.
Just saying, Pete, yeah. We love you, but, we had to buy our own uniforms. Pete's like, what? My wallet's twitching, what?
Yeah, well, affectionately known as Squeak.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you that have met him, he is a character, all joking aside.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
Yeah, you think I get easily distracted. Pete Mate, the owner of eModels. Well, I say that, it's Mrs. Pete Mate that's the big boss, really. He just does what he's told. It's just his name on paper in case, anything goes wrong, he gets the fall. But,
yeah,
but he's a lovely guy.
He does the time.
Yeah, he does the time. But he's worse. He's like a puppy with like 6 tennis balls. He's just running around like a mad person.
He's like a dog stood between 4 trees, doesn't know which one to do.
Yeah, and just goes on the ground. Ends up splooting. Right. We want the dreadnought to be closed. Obvs, I think.
Close your dreadnought.
Oh no, it needs to be open to bubble. Okay.
Look at that, it's got a 6-pack of beer.
This is correct.
How cool.
It's almost Australian.
I'm easily pleased.
Almost makes it a ute.
Yeah, it's got 2 hard hats as well.
I think you could do a village people diorama. Cool.
Yeah.
So I like the way they angle it towards like the builders and manly blokes, and they don't give you any options for if you're doing it as like a Latino street racer type vehicle.
No. I suppose you like to say you can chop the suspension down.
Yeah, make it to a low rider. Apparently Caminos are quite popular for that.
But we're going to have some, what do we want to call them? Aggressively off-road tyre type stuff going on.
Big donut tyres.
Yeah, because obviously it's in the middle of the wilderness, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Big chonkers is what you need.
If the world has ended type thing and he's driving around in no man's land, he's not going to have a perfectly matching set of Firestones, is he? You know what I mean?
No.
Right, so we want
9 and 90. There's 90. Hello, 90. I shall call you Joe. Ha!
So we did there.
You see what I did there? You're impressed, aren't you?
I am.
You're impressed? Not at all. Oh, I see. It's a hinge.
You're an hinge.
You're made of hinges. Sarah Jane says, I'd like the big Thunderbird too. I'm sure some nice person will buy it from me like Panzer. Oh, the part work? Yeah. Oof. Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Aurora says, I'm looking to get the Jaws building brick set.
Oh, nice.
I think you're allowed to say Lego. David Markey would like a complete set of 1/200 scale warships. I think I need a bigger bath.
Yeah, big harbour scene. Yeah.
Gonna need a bigger bath. Must get around to doing a boat of some sort. At some point.
Yeah, I'd love to do a big battleship type thing, but I've just got no space to put it.
No.
You know, when the big sub came out, I was very close to grabbing one. It was like, yeah. And then it was, yeah, but where am I actually going to put it?
You had the model maker's fizz, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
But
luckily, I didn't think about that when I bought a 3.5 foot tall Master Chief.
No.
Luckily, I found somewhere to put him. I just went, wow, it's 3.5 feet tall. Bye. Because I'm an idiot.
Nothing wrong with being an idiot, mate.
It's got me very far so far. It's done me well.
That's what he did there.
Mm-hmm. DJC Bill says, Colin, how have you been?
All right, mate. Yeah, you know, ups and downs. I won't go into too much detail because it's an eModels show at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But adapting to new things, let's just say that.
Yes. Sarah Jane says, not the part work, Fox. There's a new Thunderbird 2 kit coming. It's huge. Ooh. Is that from Oshima then, or is it? I've not heard about that. Who's it from?
Yeah.
Tell me. I know Oshima had a license to do some Thunderbird stuff. They did a few kits.
Yeah, we need all the details.
Thunderbird 2. The big green woodlouse.
Absolutely.
And we're cleaning.
A bit of that going on.
A little bit of that. Ooh. Sarah Jane says, when I told James at eModels about me living down the road from the Red Bull Formula One team, I was quite popular.
Yeah, you're not far away from there, are you?
Stridgil.
Nearest one to me is McLaren Technology.
Yep.
One that's right near me.
Yes. I have no idea what's near me because I don't know anything about racing.
I think there's anything. I don't think there's anything near you, to be honest with you, mate.
No, not up here.
I think it goes as high as Didcot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
we're the third world up, but we don't have combustion engines.
Mind you, saying that, Aston Martin's at Silverstone, that's Northamptonshire, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
But obviously, I'm not going to say what county you're in because.
Well, it's not proper to say what county I'm in. Well, technically, it's because I'm in both.
Well, no, normally you go into super mode. Oh, I can't say where I live because, so I'm not saying what county you live in.
I've said before, I'm in the Cheshire land. Northwest. Fox, James is a big Red Bull fan. Ah, there you go then.
Someone has to be.
Yeah, I suppose. My friend Nicky was a massive McLaren fan. If you even said the word like Ferrari, she'd just slap you. And we're sending. So come on, folks. Anybody else out there with this something on their wish list at the minute, or they're looking forward to release, or spill it? I will admit, in my recent slight resurrection of Gumplet interest, I'm looking forward to the Perfect Grade New Gundam that's coming out next year.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's a beast of a thing. It's not my favourite mobile suit, but it's one of them.
Definitely got the itch, haven't you?
Well, they've done another perfect grade strike Gundam, but it's like the perfect grade strike with the ale pack and extra weapon sets.
Yeah.
It's like it's still the 15-year-old strike Gundam kit.
Oh,
but
right, yeah.
The new Gundam is brand new, and it's like, ooh, that's big. Contains approximately all the parts. All of them, every single one. So I could be tempted to say, but...
Yeah, I must admit, I really did enjoy getting me Gok out on Friday, you know.
I beg your pardon?
He's Gok. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice little kit.
They're just fun to build, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just fun. You can't really go wrong. Where's that going? That's going...
The thing is, if it gives me the itch to finally pull my finger out and get me Kshatriya finished, then it's served its purpose, because Kshatriya is a lot more intense of a build. So
yeah, that's going to be epic when you've done that.
Yeah, it's
no pressure, like, but it's going to be epic when you've done it.
Yeah, it's been talking to me, and
it's been having words, has it?
It has, yes.
Nice. About time. It's been a very quiet lady that sat on the shelf there.
Yeah, she's down the other end, because when I come to box stuff, she was the only one that I didn't box away. Because it's like, yeah, she's talking to me, so she'll be one of the first that goes in the spray booth to get primed up, because,
nice.
A little bit of modification needs to be made to the inner shell, but
just a little tiny bit.
Just a little bit.
Because you know, Festa, there's no such thing as out of box.
No, it don't happen in my world, mate.
If you had to do an out of box build, would you actually be sad? Would you actually finish it and go, oh, so much potential?
I've done a couple out of box builds and I struggled with it. I freely admit it.
Yeah.
Because they were commissions, and you've got to do what the customer wants, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's what they're paying for, and no matter how many times you say, oh, I could do this, I could do that, if that's not what they want, you can't force them.
You've just got to sit there and be like, can't do it.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's one of those. I've got a few, obviously. I started my Brabham fan car, didn't I, recently?
That's true.
That's out of box. The only detail I'm doing on it, obviously, is spark plugs and things like that. But, you know, that's going to be an out-of-box build, because, you can't exactly Warhammer one of them up, can you? You know what I mean?
No. Well, don't set yourself a challenge that,
yeah, but not everything is going to be Warhammer. I can do other things, But, yeah, it's one of them. Got obviously me racing MotoGP bikes, they're all out of box. But again, I do, all the paint jobs on them and add the odd bit of detail to them. So, but with them, I have the buzz of doing all the exhaust bluing and all of that lot. So that kind of makes up for it. So,
yeah. I mean, that's just more like, that's more accurizing, isn't it, with things like that, which is...
yes.
Which is more, expected. Especially on things like cars and bikes and stuff.
Exactly.
Full-blown Festa mode. That's Today we're going to build something that should have existed.
Yeah. This is what happens when E-Bit gets left home alone unattended.
Yes.
Yeah, it all goes well, doesn't it, when I'm left home alone?
It does. This is why, again, this is why I get so excited when you reveal. I mean, you could just pull out like an Airfix, £5 Airfix kit with all the paints in the box and everything that's got like 4 parts, and I still get excited because it's what you do with it.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter what the kit is.
I need to feel I can create. There's other people out there that do it a lot better than I do. I'm not saying I'm the world's best, but I like to be able to express myself in a build, and if I feel I can't do that, I really don't enjoy the build as much. And, you know, it's like this little El Camino. I'm going to, you know, it's been done before and, you know, it's been done beautifully. And if I can do something half as good, I'll be happy.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm quite content with it. I know the direction I want to go in. And I will see how it goes along.
Don't sell yourself short, dude. Your creative ideas are 100% verified nonsense.
Yeah, I knew as soon as I said that, people will be going insane, Blade.
Yeah, 100% nonsense.
Yeah, I got a bit.
I'm just going to step away for one moment. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, I got a bit carried away with that one, I must admit, folks. Yeah. And I'm not worried that there's still bits of chrome left on here because it's all going to get weathered up. But chrome on there's a bit nuclear, and I shall soak the rest of it in the oven bright overnight. But yeah, it's this is all getting dirtied up and weathered down. But it's one of them. You do the work on the engine and probably never going to open the bonnet. But we know it's there, don't we? That's the thing. And, you know, if we haven't done what we should on it, we don't think we've done a good enough job. So, yeah. Let's just drill that hole out, I think. Make that a bit bigger. That's around the front, so let's grab that. And we'll have a look at what's going in the chat. Sarah Jane says, you're one of the best model builders I've seen, and I mean that. Oh, wow, thank you. See, I must admit, I really do lack self-confidence. Now, a lot of you are going to find that strange because of the, oh, blimey, you know, doing the live streams, and I can be quite outgoing on the live streams, but inside I'm actually really quite nervous. Even now, I was physically sick before tonight's stream for eModels because I get myself so highly strung that it's gonna, you know, that people aren't gonna like what I'm building, or they're not gonna enjoy the stream, or. And I have these huge crises of self-confidence, and I'm like it with my work. I'm my own biggest critic. I look at other people's work, and I am a fanboy of a lot of builders out there, and they know who they are. You're one of them, Sarah Jane, and I don't see myself as in that league. And a lot of people get the up with me and tell me off for saying it, but it's just how I am. I'm very quite humble about my own abilities.
Better to be humble.
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's nice when other people do compliment me. I had a nice message from Tony over at Helga 35 when I did the Rossi bikes, and I hadn't long been out of hospital, and I was trapped upstairs and was binge posting stuff, and he put some wonderful comments up there, and I was, yeah, quite blubby in a way, because it's nice when people that are your peers compliment your work. So thank you, Sarah Jane, for a lovely comment.
Yeah, Tony's excellent at that, isn't he? Motivational compliments and things.
Absolutely. Sarah Jane says, I approve of the Brabham car. Well done. It's going into paint hopefully next week. I was going to do it this week, but it's so hot and muggy in here. I'm not painting anything this week because...
No. This week's a write-off, isn't it, really?
Yeah, so I shall be setting up the spray booth, and that'll be one of the first with Gundam going in. All my trucks are going in. All my bikes are getting primered. Hopefully some of them I'll get the panels done on them as well. Nice. Then I can have a binge assembly then, see? So...
Oops. I think Mama Wolf might need medical attention.
Oh, really?
I said, do you want a cup of tea or do you want a beer? Because she has an alcohol-free beer that she can drink.
Yeah.
And it's hot. And she went, I'll have a cup of tea.
Good girl.
I'm like, yeah, well, oh yeah, there's something not right there.
Yeah, but believe it or not, a warm cup of tea will cool you down in this weather.
Yeah. She doesn't think that logically.
Yeah, it goes against what people think, but it does.
It's true. It's true.
See, I'm partial to iced tea.
quite like iced tea.
But then I'll also go and get a tea bag and sit there and put the tea bag in the side of my mouth. People look at me and they're like, "You're wrong." It's like my cup. Always got a tea bag in it.
Anybody ever told you that you're weird?
Yeah. But see, I don't have milk in my tea. I drink black tea.
That's true. God, hand sponges. Whoa.
Oh, yeah. I love their sponges. You're made of sponges.
More God hand sponges. Whoa.
Yes, folks. eModels, your one-stop shop for all your God hand needs.
Absolutely.
They don't just do sanders, they do lovely range of brushes and nippers and all of that lot. There are videos up there, some done by my good self.
Mm-hmm.
Pete's always fascinated. Whenever I do a God hands video, it's look how small they are in your hands.
Yeah, put them in my hand.
Yeah.
We'll get the same one, might be handy. Yeah, they're quite big in my hands, but in his hands they're tiny.
Yeah. And the people in God hand in Japan are quite intrigued by the slightly mad Englishman. Yeah.
Oh yeah. When they went to the IPMS show and had the God hand stand, it was your videos playing in the background.
I know. I was blown away by that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need another one of them now.
Yeah, I had a message off of James, mate. And it was like, look whose videos are playing. I was like, I did not expect it. And I was proper in humble mode, you know?
Yeah, Pete mate said to me, so the guys from Godhand, they love Festa. They love Festa in his voice and his hands.
It's mad, isn't
obsessed with his hands. I said, you're obsessed with his hands. He went, well,
it's the first thing he says every time. It's like, get your hands out. It's like, really?
You got big hands. Big hands. You need hands.
You need hands. Oh, lovely hands.
Now, don't forget, folks, just while we're talking about eModels, you know, being their show.
A one-stop shop for all your model making needs.
Oh, I like that voice. It's put me off now. It was right in my earlobe and in my ear hole and everything.
Moist.
And yes, don't forget, of course, if there's anything you want from eModels and they don't happen to have it, all you need to do is have a contact form on the website. Well, yeah, do that as well. All you have to do is drop them an email, use the contact form on the website and say, hi guys, I want this specific kit that you don't seem to have. Can you get it for me? And they will, because they know everybody in the world and they can get whatever you want. So make sure you ask them.
Whatever you want to do. Yeah, so I did. See what I did.
Don't you dare put status quo in my brain.
Earworm.
I'm still trying to get the flipping Blake 7 theme out of my head after 4 weeks now.
Dude, it cannot be as bad as the earworms I've had this week.
Go on, what have you had?
You're going to laugh now.
Go on.
Hazy Fantasy, John Wayne is big leggy. Why?
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Well, in the end, it just popped in my head. I don't know whether it was picked up in the program or so I went on YouTube. And then there was a playlist and there was another one. So I played it and I thought, I remember this in the early 80s. And then I had Shiny in my head for 42 hours.
You made the mistake of doing research, didn't you?
Yeah, but I just could not compute why it was in my head. And I said to H about it, I said, why is that in my head? Because our first date at the nightclub, that was one of the first records that was played.
Ah.
I went, but I don't normally remember things like that. She went, no, you're just useless. She said, but yeah. She said, but you had a huge crush on the girl at the time. So I went, yeah, probably. She went, yeah.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong.
But yeah, I don't know why it was in my head.
What was it? Hazy Fantasy?
John Wayne is big leggy. I know, folks.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Shellard says, stop it, acting like children. Yeah, I'm 5.5, mate.
Moist.
Yeah.
Moist.
Moist.
So I did there. This is how it begins.
Yeah, this is how it begins, and it never ends. Okay, How's this going to fit with the
Right.
flippy floppy bit?
I'm not going to put the air cleaner on yet because I want to detail paint that.
Yeah.
Detail painting of the engine.
Paint it with spoons.
Not going to put the hoses on until it goes in
Hose.
there.
Hose.
Hose, letter hose.
How does that... What?
Right.
Oh, no, it goes further up than that. Okay.
Pardon me.
Excuse you. Why does that... Where does... How do I get it out again?
We've
There we
got all of that going on there. All that's going on there.
This is random words made into a song. I'm going to put this cup of tea on the table. Cup of tea on a table.
Oh, it's on the table. Whoa, the table. It's a wonky little table.
Table of goodness. Oh, no, it does go to there. Oh, that's... how does this even work then? I don't know.
Right, okay. There ain't... I would say there ain't an awful lot of detail. Yeah.
It's an old kit. If it's an AMT, it's probably about 40 years old, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Isn't there a year on it? Let's have a looky, Lou.
But it's about 78.
Mind you, it's
Whenever
probably a reprint.
Yeah.
No, it's not telling me there. It's probably on the box somewhere.
It is telling me nothing. I think I might make this with the actual thing open because I can't figure out how to get it to close. It's one of those I don't really have a choice scenarios.
Originally by round 2 models. Round 2 models.
Round 2.
And it's going to be on the back side of the box, isn't it? At your bottom.
You're on the back side of the box.
No.
How does that even with the...
1965.
1960. Wow. Well, there you go then.
Yeah.
You can accept all flaws in that case.
Yeah. Yeah, 1965 Chevy El Camino gear rustler. 2 years before I was born.
Yeah, I didn't even exist then. It was 6 years before I was
60
born.
years, folks.
Ugh.
And I'm sitting there going, yeah, it's not a lot of detail. Yeah, be happy with what you've got there, Cole. Shut the hole under your nose and just build it.
Nose hole shut. Right, we're going to have to build this with the thing open, aren't we? Yes.
Yeah.
I think it will be that way.
They're going to be
Together. No.
rip seats, yeah. So they can come off.
What does that actually fit? The problem I'm having here is I've got this little flippy flappy door that opens and closes. Oh no, it's all normal. And then this piece that goes in here, like this, you see.
Flappy, flappy door. Well, that
then it
sounded a
doesn't
bit
seem
like
to-
finger bobs then, didn't it?
It did, didn't it?
Yeah,
It doesn't seem to want to close flush with that part, though.
Got a bit of that.
So that might be by design. I don't know yet. I can't quite tell.
Right.
Have to cobble together. Oh, well, what time do you want to go till, buddy?
What's
How
the
long are we
area
going
at the
for these?
moment, geese?
10 past of the 10.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Go to 11, folks. Is that all right for you guys and girls? Because it's a school night. I am mindful.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll do the draw about 1:30 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's right. Is that even right? I've got to.
Is that right? Or is it arc right?
What? Is it all right? How does this? That doesn't seem to. No, that doesn't go at all, does it? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Let's just make it open. It's a lot easier if I just make this thing with the door open. There you go.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be here all night trying to figure out how to get it to close if I don't.
Is here all night? Is here all night?
Here all night, folks. Trying to fish. I can't quite get that to fit flush with that, so I shall leave it as if it's open, I think. No big problemo. 97 goes on top of that. 97. Stereo 97. Piccadilly Radio. God, that takes me back to childhood. Way back to the 70s.
You're showing your age there, mate.
I know. Stereo 97, when radio was advertised as being in stereo.
Yeah.
Wow.
You old git you.
Yeah. God, I remember when Timmy Mallet was a DJ on Piccadilly Radio.
God, there's a bloke that I always wanted to issue a dry slap to. I know why, I just didn't like the bloke.
Apparently his later career has been bolstered by corporate stuff and students. He gets hired by corporate events and students to
right.
just be Timmy Mallet.
I thought you was going to go down the road of inappropriate.
Oh, no. His career when he left radio and stuff, he just became one of those people that does like corporate events all the time.
If you're one of those
people. This is vexing me now. It vexes me.
It vexes you, my dearest.
Yes. Is that supposed to actually not stick up like that? Is it supposed to go further?
I don't know, dear. Is it?
I don't know. Is this an assembly issue? Could be. Could this be a Fox being special issue? Most likely. Entirely possible at this point.
Yeah, you don't enjoy the buildy, do you?
I do. I can be incredibly rubbish at it. So I can do, the funny thing is I can do complicated stuff, but give me a simple thing to do and I just struggle with it.
Yeah.
Like I can build the most complicated things, but give me something that's really simple and it just all goes wrong. And I don't quite know how I do that.
Yeah, you get build blindness, don't you?
Yeah. Just think, wow, this thing is so easy. It's clearly dead simple to do and I don't need to pay attention. And then it's suddenly not, and you do. Right, we'll just do it with the doors open, because there you go.
Do it with the doors open, mate.
Yeah, do it with the doors open. I need to make sure it all fits. It's one of those things, because I've done a few of these, and it's fun build, but you've got to kind of get several parts to fit, and they all need each other to fit correctly. So you kind of have to balance it a little bit to make sure they all fit.
Yeah.
If you get the first one wrong, the second one won't fit, but you don't know the first one's in place till you put the second one on. It's like, okay, challenge accepted. Accepting of the challenge. Earworm, Beach Parade, Armando Trevioli, 1964.
Oh, God.
I think I know what that is. Sarah Jane says, Fox, don't you find that the God hand snippers twist the plastic when cutting? Mine do. Let me just get mine. I haven't got a thin piece of sprue. I've only got fat sprue to test it on, but shouldn't be doing that.
No, you're not trying to cut too thick a piece of plastic, are you?
Yeah, because like things like these sprues are too thick for it. It's for sort of thinner sprues. It should. It depends which ones as well. These will give you the finest cut. These are a bit more hard wearing.
I mean, there's my de-spruing ones, the red handles and the blue ones. The blue ones I only tend to use on Gundam.
Yeah, for tiny, tiny bits of frame.
Yeah, because I'm quite heavy-handed. So, yeah.
I keep trying to remember to use this to get things off the sprue, but I end up just using the fives by default.
Yeah.
Really. It's always possible there could be something wrong with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you're doing very, very thick sprues, then yeah, even these might be a bit like if I did one of these sprues with it. Let's try.
Yeah, I mean, you got a little adjuster on the side there. Could it be that they're just not quite meeting?
Could be.
Might just need a slight adjustment.
You got a slight adjustment
because you can loosen the nut off just inside there, and there's a little grub screw.
Yep. And it depends which ones you've got as well. Like these are the PM125s, which are big, chunky boys for cutting sprues like that, and they will just mangle it because they're not designed to be delicate. These are hard-wearing things.
Yeah.
But if I was to do it with these carefully, it should give you, and I don't know if you can see it, it should give you a nice, smooth cut. That's not going to be perfect because these aren't the finishing clippers. These are the, which ones are these? These are the PM120s. And you can just see, if you just gently give it a zizz, goes through with minimal stressing on the plastic, so you don't get a load of white stuff, and it shouldn't be twisting.
Yeah.
If I was to get my old Tamiya nippers, which are very, this is no denigration against Tamiya nippers, these are like 20 years old and a bit knackered. So if I was to do, say, on one of these, which are old and have not been cared for because they were a workhorse for many years. You're a workhorse.
You're made of workhorses.
Oh, you're workhorses. I haven't got a big piece of sprue now. Oh, and that's just fallen into my lap. Right, there we go.
That went
If I
well
was to
then.
get these old Tamiya ones, which are old and knackered, I'll try and cut that. Yeah, you see there it goes. It's got lots of stressing on it. I don't know if it's on camera. Focus. It's too small. It's lots of stressing on it, and it's got a little bit of widget at the end where it pulled it away.
You're a widget.
And that's just, thank you. And that's just because these are old and dull and abused. So it depends which ones you've got. If you're using a pair of the heavy duty clippers, it might just be that, or it could just be the, you know, if they're a bit old.
Yeah.
No, they should give you a nice clean cut. Just go gently and like cutting through butter.
One very, very poorly battered seat. Oh, poor little seat.
Oh, using the full method. Nice, nice. Right, what's this bit I'm doing? I'm doing this bit. That is what this bit is. Round 2 repop a lot of models, says Sarah Jane. They certainly do. We depend on them now for things like Star Trek models.
Yes.
I have a round 2 runabout under my bench, which is the bizarrest shade of blue plastic. It's very unpleasant shade of plastic.
What? Put that there.
In one.
So we did
Where's me 250 hertz sander?
So I got that.
I'm waiting for a Radio Caroline reference, says Scale Modelling Chaos. I don't know what that is. Was that the thing in the 70s where it was on a boat or something?
Oh, yeah, it was shit, wasn't it, Radio Caroline?
Yeah.
Launched pretty much every Radio 1 DJ's career.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't. It didn't exist at that point in time, I don't think. Oh, not in a listening to radio sense.
Radio Caroline was active right up until the 80s, so...
Was it? Well, I only listened to the radio for a bit when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it was Piccadilly.
You're a Piccadilly.
It was like, you know, Timmy Mallet and Mike Sweeney and a few others I can't name.
Things I wouldn't have admitted to, but there you go.
What, listening to the radio? Listening to Piccadilly radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, that's that bit. So that needs to go on
That's going up under there.
there.
So, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can live with that.
Andy Preston says fork handles.
Handles for folks.
Bill says, sorry if I'm quiet tonight, but I'm ploughing fields in Farming Simulator 25. Yes, I have farm machine wheel set up.
Good
Good
man.
lad. Yeah, good man.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, Bill.
Sarah Jane says, ice cream is much better. And blame it on the meds. To you. Mark Shellard says, Siberian hamster. I'm not quite sure why. Aurora Scale Modelling Chaos says, I'm waiting for a radio on that one. And DJC Bill says, Earworm Blue Velvet Bobby Vinton 1963.
Oh, yeah. Good shout.
Just about to sing it then. I'm like, nope, copyright, don't do that.
Yeah, I can do it in the style of a lounge singer, but yeah.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey, hebba hoo. Hebba hoo.
yeah. Hitty hole. Hitty
You
hole.
can do anything in You can get away with anything in the style of club singer.
Oh, yeah. The blue misty hills of Tyree.
Blue misty hills.
Yeah, Tyree is like a billiard table, so yeah. Right, so that'll be knackered.
Bits of panels cut off.
As he's been getting out of there. So that's that one. So that could be the driver's seat.
Knackered.
Knackered.
Right, you've got 10 minutes, folks, to put a comment on the previous eModels Monday show, which was show 297. So go to the eModels YouTube homepage and look up show 297 to put a comment on there, and I'll be pulling a winner in 10 minutes.
Oh, nice one. Has it got that quick?
Yeah.
Ding dong.
10 Minuten, Achtung. I need part 98.
Yeah, he don't get out much, folks. That's the thing.
I
haven't chromed that, surely.
Faulty Towers, Fox.
Oh, they have as well.
Why
on earth would they do that?
It was the 60s, and there's a lot of things that didn't make sense then. I need 93 and 86. They're fairly identifiable.
Yeah, the old pot of oven bright is going to be getting put to good use.
Oh yeah, and I'm going to guess it'll take about 3 seconds with that plating.
Why would you chrome the centre console? Why? Why would you do that?
It's like, could they not have put that part on a different sprue?
Yeah, it's like, really? Oh well, each to their own.
It's like having the driver figure chromed. You'd be like, what is it?
Yeah, you never know. Someone somewhere's probably done it.
Oh, there'll be an old AMT or Ertl kit somewhere. Yeah.
Well, I do have the Knight 2000, don't I? The Michael Knight kit from Knight Rider, and yeah, that's
in my head now. Thank you.
Yeah, that. Oh, what a quality piece of model moulding that is.
Quality.
It's one of those kits that you get that you like, because I was going to build the Larson scanner and light it all up, and it was like, so I got all the LEDs. Bearing in mind I hadn't opened the kit by this time, so I got the LEDs. I thought I'll just dig the kit out and have a look, and it was like, yeah, the lid was open and back on in milliseconds. It was like, okay.
It was the Airfix JU52 all over again.
Pretty much, yeah. It's right at the back of the shelf of,
Shelf of eventually or parts.
Yeah, it's like kits for when I'm no longer here.
Kits for I'll send them to Steve for Greebles. There you go.
Yeah. But it's funny because I look at all of those sort of kits in a different way now. And I look at them as junkers, kits that I can build where they've been purposed for something else, you know what I mean?
You can make them be something completely different.
Yeah, rather than it be the TV series car, I can have it as some kind of alternative. So
yeah,
there is that. So it might seek redemption or see redemption.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you could Mad Max. It's a usable body shell and wheels and chassis, so you can make something out of it.
Chassis.
No, chassis. I went temporarily deaf then. I don't quite know why. Something.
You couldn't hear anything, could you, dear?
No, it must be a loose wire in my entire computer. Another loose wire in my entire computer. It's a conspiracy from Big Wire. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Did it right. I've glued the door. I'm going to have the door open on this because I can't get it to. I can't figure it out. My brain doesn't work today. So it's going to have an open cockpit. Sort of.
EJC says to James, "How am I old if you're older than me, bro?" Yeah.
Wait, isn't everybody older than James? Isn't James like 12 or something?
Yeah, James is like, yeah.
Have they dropped yet?
Yeah, whenever I see James, I think of Adrian Mole, aged 13 3/4.
Oh, yeah. He was basically looked like Harry Potter without the licensing.
Yeah, I've fallen in love with Pandora.
No, I didn't remember there was a song.
Yeah.
Or that her name was Pandora.
Yeah, it's earworm. It's going to be, mate, if it replaces my current earworm, I'm going to be an happy Festa.
Yeah, I've tried everything to get Blake 7 out of my head. I wouldn't mind, right? About 4 weeks ago, I was reading something, I was watching some video, and then it linked to another video which just happened to be something to do with Blake 7. And it had the theme in it, and then it's just stuck, and I'm like, I only watched it for like,
Yeah, but it's one of them tunes that once it's in there, it don't go away.
And it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't the worst recorded piece of music in human history ever.
Yeah.
It's like, it's terribly performed, terribly recorded. The instrumentation is awful. It's a great tune, but it's like,
do you like it then?
Yeah. This is what happens when the BBC Radiophonic Workshop was engineers rather than musicians. It all went a bit wrong.
Yeah.
They used all the sounds on synthesizers that actual musicians would go, oh, no. Don't do that. Not that one, no.
Yeah, the Royal Phil and his harmonic orchestra.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie used to say, why do they go to all that faff? I can rattle that out on the spoons in no time.
Spoons!
Sorry.
There's a famous conductor whose name I can't remember once, who was associated with the Halle Orchestra, once said to a very bad cellist who was performing terribly, "Madam, you have between your legs an instrument that is capable of bringing joy to millions, and if only you could learn how to use it."
Bobby says all we need is Radio Gaga.
Nope. Give you that little bit of beatbox and that's it. I was such a big Queen fan when I was in my teens.
Classic tune, wasn't it? I mean, come on, it's Freddie Mercury. What more can you say?
Exactly. That was, I think, the first album I got that introduced me to the little byline engineered by Mac that you suddenly started seeing on lots of albums. I actually looked up who Mac was many years later. It was like, wow, he really did do a lot of stuff.
It's like anything, it's Freddie Mercury, isn't it? I mean, come on. Someone I once knew said, I can't understand why he's always voted as one of the greatest frontmen. Because he was.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, I refer you to the Live Aid footage. Go watch.
Go watch it with all the eyes on your face. That's in my head now. Just so you know.
It's all right, mate. Glad I could help. You know you want to go and Google John Wayne's big leggy now, don't you?
No. But bizarrely, though, it's only the opening 8 bars that stuck in my head.
If anyone wants to listen to a really good track, now
here we go.
Trust your Uncle Festa here,
I know where this is going.
If you really want an earworm, this is always going to be the one I recommend. 7 Tears by the Goombay Dance Band, folks.
Oh, you're a nasty man, aren't you?
I am.
You're such a philanthropist, at least I think that's what the word is.
Yeah, I got someone on it before, and every time they came in the live stream for months, they was like, I still haven't forgiven you, mate.
And rightly so.
Because they went and Googled it, and they had that earworm for weeks.
Well, this is the right thing to do, though, isn't it?
It was the outfit.
To share the love. You've got to share the love, haven't you?
Yeah. It was a gold lame outfit, and it was a bald-in perm, wasn't it? With the highest forehead.
Yep.
Looked like a T-Fell man, didn't he? But
yep.
You're all now going on YouTube, aren't you? You're looking. It's on YouTube, folks. I'll put a link up if you want.
Put a link up in the video description later.
I'm going to have a word with James, mate. Say, here, James, if I send you this 7-inch record, could you add it to your basket of giveaways, please?
Oh, God, yeah, do that as a giveaway. Put it in the basket and some poor soul will get it.
How many letters of hatefulness do you think I'll get?
I got a free model kit from eModels, but what I actually got was this.
Yeah.
Include the pair of gold lame pants with it.
Yeah. Who put Festa in charge of this box? Yeah.
Well, there's your mistake. You see, if it's called Festa's box, you know it's going to be problematic. Right, it is 10:30. It is time for the shenanigans. It is time for me to forget which buttons to press. I need to share, don't I? Present.
Yes, mate.
Every other system in the world calls it share, except StreamYard, who call it present.
Yeah. It used to be called share, but then they changed it.
Yeah, because of course they did. Right, so we want to go to that one. Nope, not that one. I've got to present it. I've got to add it to the stage. There we go.
Yeah. Go on, do it. Goombay Dance Band. Go on, do it.
I can't with copyright. Oh, I can show the pictures, but not the noise.
No, I'm telling everybody in the chat. You know you
right.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Be
so
brave.
once you've put your comment on show number 297, go and look at Goombay Dance Band and just spell it how it sounds. You'll find it.
Yeah.
Just type in Goombay Dance Band. Dear Lord, my eyes, the bleach. It's not working.
You really haven't got the hang of these screens, have you? There you go.
No, well, I was letting us be in there as well, but I forgot we're not on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, yes, we asked you to put a comment on the show last time. I shall refresh the page and hopefully we don't get an advert.
Oh, the refreshing.
Refreshing. I won't press play because we will get an advert. Because YouTube's in that mode of you have to turn off your ad blocker to even play a video now. So, and we have 9 comments, so 9 of you. I'm stalling a little bit to give you more time. If you want to win some, it could be an enormous kit. It could be like a Dirty Great Plane kit or something. It might be a single brush, or it could be like a B52 kit in 1/12 scale. You never know. It's whatever James has decided to put in the box. If somebody ordered a 1/9 scale car kit and then never paid for it, never bought it,
Yeah.
it goes into the box. So I shall copy the address slowly to give people time. And also because I've got a glove on and my mouse keeps slipping.
Oh, is that what it's called now, is it?
Yeah. We should go into the YouTube random comment picker of random picking comments and YouTube nonsense. I shall slowly scroll down. Type in the Earl. My name is Earl. Filter duplicate users. Number of winners 1. 7 plus 1, Festa, help me.
111 to 12. 42.
11 to 12. No, it's not that, is it? Right, so put that in, and we press to get the comments. There are 10. Somebody got in just at the last minute. Good girl. We have 10 unique comments. That's me drum roll. Stand by. Who is going to win something? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1.
You go.
Bills.
Well done, James.
I named my new model train the Financial Crisis because it's always going off the rails.
There you go. So congratulations. You've won the 12-inch version of John Wayne's Big Leggy and the Goombay Dance Band's epic Greatest Hits double gatefold vinyl album. Well done, mate.
And 500 sprues of photo etch. Random photo etch.
Yay!
It's all railings. It's all railings.
Absolutely.
So yeah, nice one, James. You've won that. So you know what you need to do. You just need to send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk. We will need your name, your address, and a contact phone number for the delivery driver. And then James will forward that on to the guys, and James will send you something lovely.
Yeah.
So there you go. All done.
Well done, mate.
Congratulations. ted@emodels.co.uk is the address.
Yeah. Natasha, you need to stop worrying about what other people think, love. If you want to enter a competition, just enter it. Just because people complain because you've won something, don't let other people dictate to you what you can and can't do. Just enter the competition.
It's nothing to do with anybody else.
Exactly.
I'm of the opinion that free stuff is the best stuff, and I'll always try and get as much free stuff as I can, and I don't care what people do.
The more you give in to other people's wins, the more they do it. So.
I've put the email address in the chat there for you, James. ted@emodels.co.uk. You don't need to type in your one-stop shop for your model making needs on the end.
Yeah, you know he wants to.
Mm-hmm. Email returned. There is no such address as emodels.co.uk, your one-stop shop. Yeah, so well done. Congratulations. Now, we don't know what you're going to get, so please, whenever you get what you get, please post up a thing in the eModels Facebook group so we know what you got.
Yeah, because we get excited to see what people have got.
Because we'll either go, oh, look at that, or we'll go, ha ha, you got the photo edge.
Yeah, but if you do get Hazy Fantasies album, don't blame me.
Don't forget the old man.
Yeah.
You need to send that message to James, I think.
Yeah, that may happen.
And that's it, folks. Next Monday, obviously, is it a normal?
First week of every month. So it's not the first week of the month next week, is it?
Yeah,
so.
It's Monday after next or whatever. We'll do another one. And then when it's our show again, we'll pull a winner.
Yeah.
So you've got to be in it to win it.
Exactly.
I need parts.
Your part.
74 and 77. You're a part. You're made of parts. 74 and 77. Look at these decals. They're so good. So much you can do with those decals.
Exactly.
74, 77. Do you know, it might just be me, right? But if ever I see the number 1977 written down, 1977, it seems wrong unless it's in that font that's made of numbers made of stripes. Do you know the one I mean? Where it's like just stripy lines that make the letters and the numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're not in that font, it doesn't look right for 1977. I don't know why.
I don't remember 1977 fondly because it was Jubilee year. We all had to go for those really annoying street parties, didn't we? Yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed the street party. I got a free triangular money box with the Queen on it.
Yeah, it's like,
And I got a free Stormtrooper mask.
Yeah. Even then, I was a bit of a bookend, didn't like being around large crowds of people.
Yeah. No, I was 6, so I was in my element.
I was 10, but it was like, yeah.
Yeah, had I been 10, I probably wouldn't have been up for it.
Yeah, everyone in the streets going, well, good for them.
Yeah. God, I'm not saying I'm old or we're old, but do you remember like May Day street parties?
Yeah.
Like the whole street would come out, they'd have a big trestle table, they'd have a maypole, and there'd be... that was like in the days of street parties just for May Day. Nowadays, everybody just hates each other and nobody talks to anybody.
I can remember the Christmas parades. Used to have summer carnivals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then, of course, when things started happening in the 80s at Notting Hill, the other carnivals, the local authorities started clamping down on because they was worried. So, yeah, it was getting more and more difficult. So they stopped, which was a shame because that used to be a good laugh.
Yeah, no, Carnival was great.
You know, but,
street carnivals.
Yeah. I love all of that because it was very theatrical. It was, and culturally it was really good as well because those people that didn't quite understand the culture learnt a hell of a lot from it through the Notting Hill Carnival.
Yeah.
No, I was all for that, to be honest.
And at that time as well, it was even then, it was still very austere at that time anyway. So anything that was just like flamboyant and extravagant was just a welcome distraction.
Oh, this is it, it was during the time of 3 million unemployed, the Falklands War, all of that was going on. And, we'd come out of the 70s from the 3-day week and disposable income was still very, very rare.
Yeah.
Because you lived from pound to pound, didn't you, back then, And,
well, although it sounds silly to say it, rationing was still having an effect.
Of course it was.
From World War II. It only finished in the mid-50s, and it was still...
Yeah.
It had an effect for decades.
You still had condensed milk. You had school dinner tickets, didn't you, for the people that got the school bills because mum or dad hadn't got a job since the 3-day week, and...
Yep.
It was the time, obviously, of mass unemployment and strikes. And
oh, yeah.
The country wasn't in a particularly good place. And carnival time for me was a way of people perhaps letting their hair down a bit.
Yeah. And it's weird to think as well, especially in London and places like London, there was still a lot of rebuilding going on from World War II. And, regeneration. And a lot of places, because they had to rebuild so much, a lot of more like run down areas didn't get looked at until after all the new build had finished. So it was well into the 70s and 80s before a lot of areas got, stopped being run down.
Yeah.
There were still, places that hadn't been touched in 50, 60 years in the 70s.
Exactly, and it was a hell of a lot of rebuilding was still happening because of the damage from World War II even, although it was in the 70s and 80s, still only talking 25 years.
Yeah. So
a lot of the infrastructure was getting rebuilt, and so there was all of that going on, so...
Yeah. Well, as I was saying, like all the rebuild stuff, put all the renovation of the older stuff on the back burner, so...
Yes.
Some areas didn't see anything till the 90s.
Yeah.
It's like I look at it was amazing to see like the development in places like Glasgow, where my dad came from. I was watching a documentary the day, and it was about the serial killer Bible John.
Yes.
Took place in Scotland, and it was just showing like footage and images from like the slums in Glasgow in the 1970s and late 60s. And they really were like Victorian. And you look at them and you think, I mean, obviously nowadays it's all modern, but it's like even in the 60s and early 70s, there were some really run down places in places like
some
not
of the
just
tenements,
the tenements in Glasgow, and not just there, but that's a prime example that was so run down. You see a photograph of some Victorian tenement block with like some barefoot kid running around in the mud, and it's like, is that the 1800s? No, it's 1973.
I can remember going around to see Charlie to watch the greyhounds and the speedway on World of Sport, and he would be sat in his lounge in a tin bath on wheels because they only had cold water supply. They didn't have hot. That a bath was tin bath. You know what I mean? And it was a 2 up, 2 down. It hadn't long had an inside toilet fitted. And they was still that dilapidated old triple stacked tenement building, with a basement, a middle and a top floor, and
let's be honest, if anyone would still have a tin bath in the 1970s or 80s, it would be Charlie.
Yeah, and I still remember it. He'd be sitting there, come in, son, and wheel himself out of the way in this little bath on wheels, and I was fascinated by it. It just seemed odd, but just fascinated by the way they lived, and then when they got moved out, because they was all getting demolished as part of the regeneration after the late 70s, early 80s. One, they had kicked up a massive stink because it was their own,
Yep.
Man's owns his castle and all of that lot. But he couldn't get used when he moved into the new place of all the mod cons. It was totally alien to him.
Yeah, well, it's become sort of institutionalised, hasn't it, to the old way of life?
Yeah, central heating. It was, what's that all about? And, double glazed windows, because he had sash windows. So he had 2 bits of wood, his summer length and his winter length. So if it was summer, he'd put the longer bit of wood in to prop the sash window open, and in the winter it'd be the smaller bit. And that was, freshen the house up type thing. But and every room had a paraffin burner in it, or an open fire, and it's a central heating, and that was all, electric shower. Right, Charlie?
Yeah. I mean, I've told you before about my next door neighbour, Harold. He passed away in sort of like 2012, I think. But up until he died, the house hadn't been touched since like it was built in the 30s, and he rented it. But it's literally, he passed away in, say, 2012 or something.
Yeah.
But up until that point, he was still burning. Well, I think he'd actually started getting wood, but up until about 2005, 2010, he was still burning coal.
Oh, yeah.
He still got coal deliveries in that house.
Oh, yeah, coal scuttle, all of that.
Yeah. So it's like, it's amazing. I didn't realise it was a rent. I thought he owned the house. And then when I realised when he died that it was rented, I'm like, God, the terrible landlord letting him live in this 1940s hovel for the last 50, 60 years.
Landlord don't care, he's getting paid.
Well, apparently, he'd asked several times to have it modernised, and the landlord, nope. So it's like, ugh, horrible woman.
Yeah, don't like spending, do they?
No. But then again, he was kind of like down to earth, common as muck type guy anyway, so he probably wasn't that fussed.
Charlie's philosophy is, at the end of the day, that's what I've got. I'm happy.
Yeah.
That was his lot, as he would see it.
Especially if he'd grown up with that.
Yeah, it didn't bother him really.
It's like with Mama Wolf, when it's cold, I'll say to Mama, "Oh, just put the heating on." No, just put a sweater on. Because of course she grew up when in the 30s and 40s when everything was cold all the time. It amazes me. We're in a bog standard, typical British 3-bed semi, and yet there's a fireplace in the big bedroom at the front and a fireplace in the living room. I've never seen the fireplace in the big bedroom because it's behind a wardrobe which has always been there while I've been alive. So
we've got a fireplace in the lounge.
Yeah, God knows what's actually in that fireplace now, 60 years after it's covered up.
Yeah,
I dread to think. It's funny, we've got this kind of like fireplace with the bricks are like shiny white marble, but they're not marble.
Oh right,
but they've got a texture to them, and it's black in the texture.
Yeah.
It's like getting a lumpy block of quartz and giving it a black wash.
Yeah, got all the glaze on them.
Yeah, and it's like, I look at that and I think, they've been there since like 1937.
Yeah.
What happened to the man that put that brick on top of that other brick?
Yeah.
What happened in his life? Where are his relatives now? What's his family history? I always think like that.
Yeah, but Rory saying his nan's place at East Ab still had an outside toilet in the 80s. Exactly, a lot of them did. Luna 1983 saying hello to everyone. Hello, Luna, how you doing? Natasha's going, Colin's told me off. I'm not telling you off. It's just stop worrying about what other people think of.
Yeah, do what you want. Yeah. And always go for free stuff, because it's the best stuff.
You've got as much right. So, yeah. You're playing into their hands. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yep. If somebody whinges because you won something, then you just ignore them. They're not very nice people.
Yeah. They
can go away, boil their head. Why haven't I got a fat 600?
I had a lot of it when I first started getting part works. Look at the hate I got when I landed the eModels gig.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, at the end of the day, why should I turn it down?
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're a sad person.
Yeah.
And you're going to be ignored.
Why should I turn it down?
Yeah. What's it got to do with anybody else?
Exactly.
Got nothing at all to do with anybody else. I don't have a big fat 600. That's not good. Fudge.
You're a big fat 600.
I need a fat 600. Oh, well, I have to use a thin 600, a medium 600. Oh. I thought I might have a long fat 600 that I can slim down, but it would seem not. I don't actually need to oversand these surfaces quite as much to smoothness because they're going to be painted.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to get back into gunpla, I probably need to get into that habit again.
Yes.
Getting plastic back to shiny plastic if I'm not going to paint them.
Yeah, I found that when I was doing my GOC, was getting back into sanding through all the different grades and
Yeah.
Even though I know it's going to be primed and beaten and chipped and all of that, look, it's still good practice.
It is good practice because when I get back into it, I think I'm just gonna build. I'm not gonna really paint them. I might do like paint details here and there, like I'll paint shiny metallic bits and stuff. But I'm not gonna be painting do full paint jobs on the panels and stuff.
I'd sing it, you want to shiny. Yeah, Hazy Fantasy, it's in your head.
No, I don't know how it goes.
It's going to be in your head, mate.
No, because I just won't click on that link you send me in Facebook Messenger.
Who did I do that to? I sent them the link, didn't I, to the Goon Bay Dance Band? Was it Tony?
It might have been Tony.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, Tony, click this, mate. You'll love it.
Ooh, what's that?
Yeah.
Friend of mine, Martin, for about 4 years now, he's been trying to get me to open a link to an article on, I think, Gizmodo. that there's a big article about how astronauts deal with poop in space.
Oh, right.
Apparently, it's got some quite like gross descriptions. And every now and then he'll send me a link innocently and just pretend it's something else. And I'm like, I'm not clicking on it. I don't trust you. He's not yet found a way to send me the link without me realising what it is. Been trying for years, bless him.
We just enjoy messing with Helgen. That's the thing. We really do. Bless him. Because it's a shame. He's such a nice bloke. But if there's an opportunity for one of us to mess with him, we do just jump straight in and go, yeah, we'll send that to Tony. He'll click that.
Because, nice guys don't finish, don't win. So,
yeah.
Nice guys are targets.
And then you get that message. Why do you guys talk to me like this? Because we can.
Why am I still your friend?
Yeah. Why are you messing with me like this?
You mess with my chi, I destroy you now.
I hadn't messaged you in ages, Tony, and I just wanted to check whether you was on the ball.
By sending you this link to the Goombay Dance Band, which is important.
He said, remind me never to click a link you send me. I said, it could be an eModels mug next time. Thank you, he says.
Or an eModels t-shirt.
Yeah. Bless him. Right. So we've got to trim all of that lot out.
I was trying to, it says don't glue these bits. I'm like, well, they're just going to fall off, but they're held in place by the side part.
Don't glue your bits.
You're a side part.
What we want.
And what do you not forget? You don't forget the old man.
Don't forget the old man. Right. We want to... don't want
Come to the right place, you'll get a discount. Don't forget the old man.
Right, we can take that off now because the sides have stuck. Okay. I'm narrating to myself again, aren't I?
It's good, isn't it? Here in the Serengeti, the sides have been attached.
Yeah,
Male model maker.
The hairy-backed Festa. Yeah.
Biggest gorilla model makers.
Yeah. Wookieitis.
Yeah. Festa Buildus Wookieitis. See how he now backs off from the piece of photo etch. He's met his match.
Oh, mate, yeah. Allergic to the shiny, yeah. Oh, it's photo etch. Nervous twitch, nervous twitch.
Now he's using a meerkat as toilet paper. So charming.
Let's get that off of there. Yeah.
Well, Mama Wolf was watching Old People Telly or ITV3 today.
Oh, right, yeah.
And there was just some advert for one of these, like, they always have these, like, cruises around the North Pole or thing, that kind of thing, around the Arctic and Norway and stuff.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, old people clearly want to go on cruises around the Norwegian Straits.
Yeah.
And at one point, this penguin walks on screen, but it's half shed its down. So it's like half a baby. Yeah. Man, it was so cute. It was so cute. It was almost painfully cute. I may have squeed just a little bit.
Was it good squee?
It was a good squee. Because it was like a little stumpy penguin, but it's still a bit of fluff. It's like from the chest up, it was an adult. From the chest down, it was still a baby.
Yeah.
A little floofy and adorable.
Right.
Right, that's those side bits.
Put that on there.
Right. I think I shall leave it there.
Yeah, I'm just taping things on temporarily so that I remember where I got to.
I'll have a look at the chattels while you're doing that. Let's have a look. Stefan says, bedtime for this old Swede. See you all next time. Take care, Stefan.
Mind how you go, mate.
Sarah Jane says to Natasha, enter if you want to. It's for everyone. I didn't, as it's a random prize. Build and one. It's a random prize and build one general. That's me. Just go for it, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know, these people got so much to answer for.
Sarah Jane says, used to do first knockings at Christmas and New Year. Never see that now. What's
No.
First knocking? What's that? What's first knockings?
Used to go around doing all the collections. That's what we used to call it, where you'd go around, a bit like trick-or-treating.
Oh, yeah.
Is what we used to do. I don't know whether she means the same thing, but...
Scale Model and Chaos says, I used to love going to the Notting Hill Carnival. One of my exes lived there. Absolutely unforgettable weekend. Well, I don't remember much, but I blame the rum for that. Lol.
Yeah.
It says, my nan's place in East Ham still had an outside toilet in the late 80s. Now, would your mum call it Eastham?
No, that's Winnie, St. Reetham.
Winnie, yeah, that's right. It's Winnie, isn't it? Yeah. Would she call it Eastham then rather than East Ham?
Yeah.
Eastham.
Yeah, St. Reetham. Bless her.
That's so funny. Sarah Jane says, the other Christmas I went 23 weeks with no hot water and heating. I don't know how I got through it, really looking back.
I remember that.
Yeah, all right. Crafty. Natasha says she's agreeing with everybody.
Yeah.
Festa 67, the Vanilla Gorilla, says Retro Rabbit Studios. Hey, James.
Hello, James. Lovely to see you.
Ironic name, because he never builds a vanilla kit. Or very rarely.
Can't do vanilla, can we? Let's be honest.
Sarah Jane, the first knockings is going to neighbours and friends with food, drink, and a piece of coal to give the good tidings. Oh, yeah. New Year. No, we never did that. We were northern and can't afford to give coal away. you could live off that for a week.
But it's funny, we still do where we go round knocking on the pensioners' doors just to make sure they got grub.
Yeah, that's because you're a thoughtful human being.
You know what I mean? And my boys have taken that on now because, I don't get out. But I don't go round and do it, make sure they've got money in the beat, especially winter time and that, what I mean?
Absolutely.
You got food, you got heating. Because, a lot of them are in the electricity poverty.
Yeah.
Which is shameful. And, it's sad when you hear of them when they've got the choice, eat or heat the house. It's like, not on, is it?
No. Right, that's what I've done so far tonight.
Oh, nice one.
To build the body of the Dreadnought.
Yeah.
It's going to have the door permanently open because I couldn't get the mechanical opening closing to line up properly, so I just screw it, I'll just make it open. So that all this will get... Well, the thing is, if you have it closed, all that detail with the all this gets covered up. But you've got the coffin that he lives in. That's got loads of details.
There is always something on your Warhammer kit that has to be...
Yeah, there was something that gave me grief.
Always something. The easy line, there's still got plenty of time to come out yet.
Yeah, there may be easy line if something doesn't fit. or riveting and panelling, It can be battle damaged and hastily repaired.
Don't ever change.
Yeah, it's the advantage of Warhammer. Everything's so old. If you mess something up, just make it a shell hole or
absolutely.
a replace thing. How have you got on with yours?
All right, mate. Yeah, it's just all the bric-a-brac stuff. It's just...
I drive that. I drive one of those.
Yeah, engine started just taping things on. Couple of ripped feet as a start. That'll all get primered up. Dashboard, engine sub-assembly, bulkhead. And then it's just marking this out and getting ready to glue the canopy that's going to go over the sides, and then I can fix me slats and start priming it all. So
there's something about the shape of the body there, not the bit on the back, the tilt on the back, but just the cab and the bonnet.
Yeah, the whole ute thing. It's just got a look, isn't it?
It's got a certain shape that's just, and that is one of the nicest ones.
That's El Camino, isn't it?
It's El Camino. It's just there's a reason why people made them into lowriders because they just look. I'd love one.
We see a lot. There's one around there that is really low to the ground, proper being slammed to the ground, and I love that because they do all the fancy paint jobs on it and all the lace effect paint jobs. It's beautiful work.
Do you know if it's got the hydraulics or not?
Yeah, it's on air. It's on airbags.
Sweet.
Yeah,
tassels on the windscreen, round the windscreen.
I haven't got that close to it, mate, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a few old Datsuns and Nissans that had their pickup shape like that in the 70s. You can get in this country.
But it's just interesting to see. We've got quite a large American car community round there where people have got old Gran Torinos, El Caminos, a few Mustangs, a couple of Dodge Chargers, that's the one.
Dodge Chargers. Yeah.
Got a full GTO, couple of Willises. So yeah, we've got quite a bit going on round there. There's quite a culture.
Yeah.
There's a 32 Ford that does the rounds. That looks mint.
Nice. There's just something about like 1970s American cars that just not just the muscle cars, but just the regular cars. The 70s, the shapes, they're not quite angular, and they're not quite Coke bottle from the 60s. They're half and half, and it works just great. And into the 90s, it just died. But 70s, like that El Camino.
Yeah, it's just nice to see them still about. I love it.
Yeah, good shapes.
You know, but there you go. So, folks, that's where we are with our build. So, big thank yous to each and every one of you that has come and joined me and Fox. We've been wanting to schedule one of these for a little while now, and it was, well, you know, we've been doing the frolics now for a couple of months, and we're getting a little bit more used to doing the streams again. So this was the next step. Once we launched the eModels Monday back, the Wednesday we would have done this on, we've now moved it to the Monday, so it'll always be a Monday Workbench live with me and Fox now. And then on the Wednesday we'll drop in at the beginning of the next month. It'll start with a Warhammer Wednesday with me and Fox, and each month that will flip between my channel and his, and then the rest of the month I'll be doing a group at the bench stream. So keep an eye out for them. But this is going to be 2 weeks after the next show. First week of each month we do the regular 4-man eModel show, and then a fortnight later me and Fox will do one of these, so just keep an eye out. But he'll get pinned. I forgot the pin bit today, but yeah. That's okay. So there you go, folks. Big thanks.
Thank you for coming along. Don't forget to go to emodels.co.uk, your one-stop shop
for all your model making needs.
All your needs.
And all of your God hand needs, folks.
Yes. And if there's anything you want that's not there, drop them a line. They'll be able to get whatever it is for you.
Exactly. So
and don't forget the old man.
So until then, folks, I'll shut him up in a minute. Until then, folks, stay safe and well. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Adios, amoebas.